And we back. Now, believe it or not, I have over 1,000 videos published on this channel, most of which are me raving about how much I love the NBA. It's true. It's my favorite league. But though it's my favorite league, it definitely has its flaws. It's definitely not perfect. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the worst parts about the NBA, sent to me by you guys. Now, videos, when I say stuff like, yo, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, it's not just because I want to get my followers up. I do want to get my followers up, but it's also because I do videos like this where I let people interact and make it into videos. So if you ain't follow me, you're really missing out. But let's get into the first thing, one of the worst things about the NBA from you guys. And it comes from Mega Manning, who says people hating on certain players for no reason. So I had to ask him, like, who do you got in mind? Who's getting this hate for no reason? And the first thing that came up was Steph Curry. And I sat back and thought about it, like, yeah, Steph Curry now in 2018 definitely gets more hate than he deserved. I remember the rise of Steph Curry. He was the golden boy. I can't say chosen one because LeBron's a chosen one, but like the rise of Steph Curry, everybody was intrigued and everybody was super excited about the rise of Steph Curry. But somebody said in The Dark Knight Rises that you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. And Steph Curry right now is living long enough to become that villain, as the Warriors are looked at to be like the team that ruined the NBA, or the team that everybody hates unless you're a Warriors fan. So yeah, I think Steph Curry gets a lot of unwarranted hate. He changed the NBA. Everybody's shooting threes now. He's never had any off-court issues. He's a family man. It's just like there's no reason to hate Steph Curry, but yet he does get hate because of where he is in life and who he plays for and how he plays. So yeah, I agree with that, Manny, but that's not specifically about the NBA. That's more about the people that watch the NBA. The Real Mal Ben says the fans. But he's a fan. So does that mean Mal hates himself? Carolina sports fan says, I hate that my team is stuck in the middle of the East with no cap space to do anything for now or the future. The middle? Oh, okay. I'm not throwing shots. But I understand what he's saying. The Charlotte Hornets is just one of those teams that have so much money invested and guys that don't really help them win. So it really sucks for them. The front office in Charlotte just don't really do their job very well. Hopefully Mitch Kupchak comes in and changes that around. But right now, I understand you Hornets fans are like hurting for what's going on right now. But maybe this is the year y'all hop back in the playoffs. I just really don't know. But y'all got on a young, nice, promising piece in Miles Bridges to keep a lookout on. But like, yeah, no cap space. It's trash. James Baker says 1/3 of the league having to tank due to the statuses of super teams. I understand where he's coming with this, but I think this year is going to be a little bit different. If we take a look at the standings here, I don't see many teams that are going to be tanking. A lot of teams that were tanking last year made changes to their roster that's like, you know what, we're going to try to win a few games this year. So let's take a look at the bottom of each conference. The Suns went out to sign some players. That means that they're trying to win. Will they win? Probably not, but they're not tanking because they're trying to make that next step. The Memphis Grizzlies have Mike Conley back. They have Marc Gasol back. And then they made some signings again to try to get back into playoff contention. The Dallas Mavericks signed DeAndre Jordan. They got Luka Doncic. And honestly, I believe that they can be a team that's, you know, towards the 10th realm in the Western Conference. I think I'm going to make an entire video making my standing position predictions. But they're not a team that's going to be tanking this year. The Kings, yeah, they'll probably be tanking. Lakers have LeBron. The Clippers are a nice solid team. They won't tank. And then every team above them in the Western Conference are not going to be tanking. They're going to be trying to compete for a playoff spot. And then we take a look at the Eastern Conference. Atlanta Hawks, they'll probably tank. Orlando Magic, they'll probably tank. The Bulls, I don't think they're planning on tanking. Sure, we may not be good, but I think the signings of Jabari Parker means that, you know what, we're going to try to compete, but mostly we want to develop our young guys. So I don't think they're tanking, even though they may end up trash. Then you got the Nets. I can understand why they're maybe tanking. The Knicks, maybe, but Kristaps comes back. They're going to be winning more games. And then the Hornets and everybody else are trying to compete for a playoff spot. If we count it, that's like 5 out of the 30 teams that's really tanking. You know? But maybe this is me just being like, hey, it's the beginning of the season. We don't really know. But I'm saying, I don't think this is going to be a year of a super tank job by a lot of teams. If we look at last year, all of these teams that have under 30 wins were basically tanking. And I'm saying that, you know, maybe 5 of those teams are actually tanking. Yeah, a lot of those teams are going to be trash, but I don't think their plan is to lose as many games as possible. Yo, Dylan says something that I feel. Comparisons between players that are completely different positions that played in different eras. Listen, I hate the comparisons to players in different eras. I understand it's always going to be a dialogue between who's the greatest of all time. And Jordan is going to be in the conversation and LeBron is going to be in the conversation. But for me, it's hard to debate that because they played in such different eras. The basketball in the 90s are completely different than the basketball in the 2010s. You know, so that's something I don't like. I understand it's going to happen forever. When LeBron is all retired and in 2030, the next great big NBA player is up there, he's going to get compared to LeBron. Trust me. Even though the league may have been advanced and everything since then, they may have a 4-point line by that time, you know? So I just hate the comparison, so I feel you on this one, Dylan. Cooper says the lack of respect for small markets and the extreme overuse of media relating to big market teams. I understand this 100%. If you turn on your TV and go to ESPN or wherever you watch your sports news, they're going to be talking about the Lakers. They're going to be talking about the Knicks next year in free agency. They're going to cater to those large markets. You know why? Because that's where majority of their audience is. New York is huge, and New York has a lot of fans. LA is huge, and LA has a lot of fans. Same thing with the Bulls, if you ask me. They have some of the biggest fan bases in the world. So for them, it's smart to only talk about those larger markets because you're going to be going out or getting the ears of those fans in that market. But I understand. Those smaller markets need love too. And that's why you got me. I'm not on TV. I don't have to read a script. Let's talk about what I want. And if that small market team deserves a little bit of love, guess who's gonna give it to them? Me. Wow, this is actually a pretty good dialogue. See, this is why y'all need to be following me if you're not. King Trizzy says predictability plus the fact that Through the Wire isn't a halftime show. Shout out to you, brother. And then Jalen says the NBA isn't predictable at all. And then he comes back with a very valid argument. Did you predict KD going to the Warriors? Not many people did. The Thunder losing to the Jazz? Not many people did. I thought I almost did, but I couldn't go with my gut. I love that Utah take, but I just thought Russell Westbrook was just going to be too much. But regardless, Paul George resigning? Nope. I thought Paul George was out the door. Kawhi to the Raptors? Nope. Oladipo breakout season? Nope. Spider becoming a top 2 player in his draft class? Nope. Boogie to the Warriors? Nope. He can keep going forever. Shout out to Jalen, bro. Those are definitely those are the things that make the NBA great to me. It's sure the predictability in the NBA is probably who's going to win a championship, but everything outside of that is unpredictable, and he made great points to that. So shout out to Jalen for, you know, it seemed like he wrote like a paper on that. I respect it. Gurr says the fact that people think players have to be loyal to franchises but not the other way around. I agree with this, man. If player A goes sign somewhere else, he's a snake. But if a general manager trades a guy that's been loyal for 10 years, nobody thinks about it. Nobody says anything. Loyalty in the NBA, I just don't think it should exist. It's a business. Think about it that way. Players should be able to go wherever they want because it's a business move, you know? So, Gurr, I agree. The Warriors, 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 the Warriors. And lastly, something I saw a lot, and I don't want to just give one person credit because a lot of people said it, is the fact that the NBA still has an Eastern Conference seeding versus Western Conference seeding when it comes to the playoffs. I've been talking about this for a few years now. I would just love to see a 1 through 16 seeding and let them go at it. The 16 best teams, just fight. Man, there have been plenty of times where the bottom 2 teams in the Eastern Conference have a trash record, and there's 2 teams out west with a good record that just don't make it because of the conferences. And then those 2 bottom teams in the Eastern Conference, what happened to them? They get swept in the playoffs, and it's like nothing matters. If they got rid of the East versus West, I promise you this playoffs that we already love, or I already love, and that I'm watching every night, gets even better. Because each matchup is a little bit more competitive. Do y'all remember that year where the Phoenix Suns won a bunch of games, but they didn't make the playoffs because they were in the Western Conference? But if they were in the Eastern Conference, they would have been like a 5th, 6th seed? Come on, man, that's just trash. That team played their heart out so much they deserve to be in the playoffs, but they're not. Now, the NBA is definitely one of the most progressive leagues as far as American sports, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that happens over the next couple years because we want it. It's not just a me thing, it's an everybody thing, you know? I mean, they kind of did that when it came to the playoffs. I mean, when it came to the All-Star game, it's not East versus West anymore, even though it's still like 12 players from the East and 12 players from the West. Regardless, the NBA has always been about, evolving along with the time. So hopefully this is something that they adopt eventually. It's only time will tell, and we're just hoping for it. And that's it. The NBA is great, y'all. Shout out to everybody that sent the response. Even if you didn't make the video, I appreciate you just responding and trying to talk to me. I love it. Thank y'all so much. If you did enjoy the video, leave it a like. Y'all don't know, but if you leave a like, it helps the creator grow. And if you want to see Team No Overtime get even bigger, leaving a like can help us do that. Thank y'all so much. It's been Kenny. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
Say what you just said again, Derek.
Damian and CJ outweighs their backcourt because they now have Alfred Payton or someone there.
But what about the front courts?
The front court, Anthony Davis does have him beat.
So by a lot.
But Nurkic is not like a snub.
No, he's not trash.
So you still have to respect him.
No, but you say the same thing about the Pelicans. Drew Holiday ain't no.
I know.
So what
he clamped them boys up, boy. He clamped them boys up.
They don't have nobody to clamp up the other one now, right?